You see, I was too short, I was too ugly, I was too average. There was never going to be any great achievements in my life. These were the lies, or maybe the half-truths that I told myself over and over. I don't know how long it was that I let this self-doubt control my life, but one day is one day too many. And at some point, I had to kill the imposter and just be me. And when I did that, the day that I just let it all go, man, I just felt completely free. When I just realized that I was okay just the way I was. You see, our minds create our reality. And what I mean is that what we believe to be true is what will be true. The things you focus on will be the things that drive you. And the more you think negative thoughts, then the more negativity you're going to notice. It becomes a vicious cycle. Today I'm talking about 5 limiting beliefs. So what is a limiting belief? A limiting belief is something you assume to be true. And because of your assumption, you are limited in your ability to grow mentally, heal psychologically, or just push forward in your pursuit of happiness. Limiting beliefs can sneak up on you. They creep into your mind and they set up shop. So it's good to take a look every now and then and identify any beliefs that are toxic to your soul. These 5 limiting beliefs that we're going to talk about will destroy your happiness, create a world of bitterness, and make you miserable. All right, that was very dramatic, but still it's true. So let's start. Number 1, I can't do this. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I'm not about to tell you that you can do anything you put your mind to. I mean, that's silly, okay? We're not living in a make-believe fairy tale land. But I will tell you that we use the word can't way too often. I can't lose weight. I can't get out of debt. I can't eat healthy. I can't stop smoking. The can'ts add up. They take over your subconscious, and soon you start to believe the lies. If you're using this limited belief, replace can't with won't and see how that reads. Once you realize that you're just being stubborn, replace can't with can. Say it over and over and over again. Your brain will eventually believe it to be true. And that's when the magic starts to happen. That's when you'll feel a weight lifted off your shoulders. That's when you'll start to see changes. The second limiting belief that I want you to evaporate and eviscerate is playing the blame game. Blaming other people makes our lives easier. That is true. This is the world of politics. This is the world of tribal rivalries. This is the world of misunderstanding, fear, and anger. You are where you are, so just accept it. It doesn't have to be anyone's fault. It may or may not be your fault, but that's not what's important. So what's important, you want to know? It's not blame, but it's responsibility. Look, people come to me for help with addiction, and many of these people never had a chance. Their parents were addicts, or they were absent, or they were even worse. And it can be easy to get stuck in the blame game. You can blame childhood trauma, blame your doctor for giving you pain pills for years, or maybe you can blame God for all the tragedy that's befalling you. Sometimes these people, they just blame themselves so much that their world becomes a dark pit of self-loathing. Now, the ones that find success are the ones that stop worrying about who's at fault and they start worrying about how they got there, and then they start figuring out how to get out. In other words, they take responsibility. They accept ownership of the situation, even if they're not to blame. Blaming others for a fire in your house does not stop the flames from burning. You deal with the fire and you free yourself from the blame game. Own your world. Number 3 in the 5 limiting beliefs, hating yourself. Now, you may be thinking, look, no one really hates themselves, do they? But it would seem that our biggest critic is our own self. Our biggest enemy is our own mind. This idea, it puts a new spin on Jesus' teachings to love your enemy and to love your neighbor as yourself. You see, self-criticism is not the same thing as self-reflection. It's okay to consider your weaknesses and your strengths. It's okay to explore areas in your life that need improvement. But when your inner voice starts to emotionally abuse you, then it's time to stand up for yourself. Look, here's how it normally goes down. You make a mistake at home or work, and you immediately start to call yourself names. I'm an idiot. I never do anything right. I'll never be able to make this work. I think you see where I'm going with this. You start to use words for yourself that you wouldn't even use for your friends. And the answer is simple. Stop. When you find yourself being self-critical, stop, reflect, redirect the conversation in your head. Talk to yourself like someone you respect, someone you care for, someone you even, should I say it, love? Number 4 in the 5 limiting beliefs, this is impossible. Another self-limiting belief is the idea that things are impossible or that whatever you've set out to do can't be done. Now, most people give up before even getting started. The world is infinite, with infinite possibilities. So open your mind to the option of achieving your goal. Maybe you're thinking of going back to college. Maybe the job you want requires you to learn Spanish. But maybe you say to yourself, that would be impossible. It just seems too unrealistic. So maybe you start to think about all the roadblocks and all the problems you'll face trying to get what you want. You know, you can't really teach an old dog new tricks, can you? But look, are you dead already? Did I miss the funeral? So get out of the impossible trap, because the world is full of possibilities. It just depends if you're willing to put in the work or not. And this is what kind of separates this belief from the I can't one. Because this limiting belief closes you down from seeing all the possibilities. And you gotta see that the world is infinite. Number 5, these 5 limiting beliefs. One word, now. And when we can't have things now, we think things are unattainable. But they aren't. They just might take a little time. And if you really want to blow your mind, realize this. Time is kind of an illusion. But maybe we could talk on that another time. See what I did there? Okay. So look, you might just have to be a little patient. Put in some hard work and wait. And see what happens. Not everything's going to happen today. You can't walk into the woods 5 miles, expect to turn around and get out in 1. It just doesn't work that way. Sometimes when you're digging holes, obviously the first step is to stop digging. But to get out, it takes a little patience. It takes a little effort. It's not all going to turn around right away. But when you're expecting everything now, you put too much weight on that expectation. Too much emphasis. You just got to kind of let it go. Let it be free and see what happens.